People locked up in our state prisons are describing excruciating heat and dangerous conditions. The majority of prisons do not have air conditioning in the cells. Inmates are scared for their health as summer begins. Ryan Chandler brings us some of their stories and the failed fight for change.
It is suffocating. It's terrifying just to feel like you're cooking. And I remember asking my bunkie, I was like, do you think that our brains are frying?
At the Lucille Plains State Jail near Houston, the maximum sentence is 2 years. But 2 summers was enough to make inmates like Maggie Luna feel like they were facing life.
All of these women that were suffering with me had not a lot of time and feared that they were getting death sentences. They would come in with a temperature gun, and it would be like 120, and we would hear them call that out and be like, and they just turn around and walk away and leave us all cooking in here.
Those still inside, under this June's scorching Texas sun, are sending desperate letters.
These are things that are really, really hard to read as a mother.
Yvonne Stone's son Kevin wrote her this week, saying he has vomited and passed out.
These big, huge concrete and metal buildings turn into ovens. I mean, he wrote one night, it was 2 o'clock in the morning because he puts the date and time on his letters a lot of times. And he's like, it's 121 degrees in here.
TDCJ tells us protecting employees and inmates is core to their mission, saying they take numerous precautions to lessen the effects of hot temperatures, and these efforts work. Among those efforts, providing respite areas with AC, as well as water, ice, and fans, and prioritizing inmates for cooled cells with a heat sensitivity score. So far this year, they tell us 4 inmates have required medical attention beyond first aid for heat-related injuries. 9 employees have also suffered heat-related illnesses.
Instead of having somebody focus on keeping people cooled down when they're about to stroke out, we should be providing AC, so that's not even a problem that we have to worry about.
This legislative session, State Representative Carl Sherman passed a bill to do just that out of the House Corrections Committee.
If we are paying our tax dollars to house individuals who have been incarcerated under the custody of the state, and they're in conditions that are worse than our animal shelters, I think we're accountable for that.
It never got a debate in the full House.
We have the resources, and we still have surplus, but there is not a will to provide AC in the housing unit. So, it's intentional.
The summer sun here to stay, with no relief on the horizon.
We need to start by focusing on what we're incarcerating. Is incarceration truly to build better humans, to become better neighbors, or is it torture?
Ryan Chandler, KXAN News.
On Thursday, we reported an incarcerated woman died at a state prison in Gatesville. She was in air conditioning at the time. The state is still investigating the cause of her death. Late last year, Harvard University released a study of the impacts of heat in Texas prisons. The study looked at deaths between 2001 and 2019. It found about 13% of the deaths in that time period, 271, may be connected to the extreme heat in prisons without air conditioning, while no heat-related deaths happened in climate-controlled prisons.